Is this video for sailing and entertainment purposes only? You're dang skippy it is.
What's wrong with Karina Kaboom? She's a nice lady.
You're kidding, right?
Hi everybody. In today's video, we are talking about Amber Reid's big return to YouTube, which was nothing. She did a 40-minute live stream in which 10 of those minutes, like I would say like maybe 5 to 10 minutes, she was completely mute. So she does the first live stream where she tells you absolutely nothing, half of which is mute. So instead of unmuting herself, you know what she does? She starts a new live stream. Do you know why she did that? So she can get paid for 2 separate videos. If you were doing, I don't know, an interview, or if you were genuinely compelled to do that, I could understand that. But you are so desperate for money after taking a month off to, in my opinion, strike YouTube channels, pay Foodie Beauty, who has extensively said she doesn't like you, donate to people, and stalk YouTube channels, right? And when I say donate to people, I mean on YouTube only. She's not going to go donate to a fantastic cause. Don't worry. So you come back. Your audience has been paying for this. For those of you that don't know, so she got a check during the month that she was gone from YouTube, which I think is a scam. She scammed her audience. She did not provide any content for her members only who paid the month that she was gone. And she did not live stream at all. She didn't live stream. And her audience paid. She still got a paycheck for providing 0 content, even though her membership states that in exchange for $10 or $5, she's going to be live streaming. She didn't live stream for a month. She still got a paycheck. And her first live stream back, she still, after almost way more than a decade on YouTube, right? Way more than a decade on YouTube. You still haven't learned how to live stream. And you were mute for like 5 to 10 minutes out of your first live stream. And you started a second one instead of just unmuting yourself because you want to get extra money. That's what this live stream is about. Then she trashed her mom. Do you guys think that it's okay to come on the internet when your mom is a public figure, or even if your mom is not a public figure, and say, well, my mom, she can't reach to, cut her toenails. Why did you share this private personal information with us? I think that that was disrespectful, but more on that later. Amber, do you know who doesn't like Amberlynn Reid's mother the most? It's Amberlynn. She resents her, and now she resents her for a whole new reason. Because without mommy, you can't do anything fun. Why would you disrespect your only source of, getting around and going places? Like, that was the whole live stream, and denying that she's with Tommy and just saying outrageous things, lying and gaslighting her audience. So we're going to talk about it. If you could not tell already by this ridiculous intro, everything I'm saying just for entertainment purposes only. I'm sharing my own opinions, not facts, and publicly accessible information, first made public by public figures. Please don't go to these people's channels and leave them mean-spirited negative comments. Entertainment purposes only. Imagine waiting a month for your favorite YouTuber. Let's say Amber Reid is your favorite YouTuber. You're waiting a month for our most favorite YouTuber to come back, and she does 2 live streams totaling 40 minutes. You couldn't even give people an hour because you said that you were going to give an hour live stream. 40 minutes is not an hour, Pookie. Okay? Half of one, you're mute and you don't answer anybody's questions. It's a wonderful time to be alive. I feel like a girl of 2021 again. Anyway, before we get started, I hope everybody here understands and knows that the reason that Amber is donating to Foodie Beauty so much, and, she goes into other YouTubers and she donates money to them, it's not just her being a pick-me. So what's going on is she's going to write that off on her taxes. It's a part of her job, and also, I don't know how she's going to veil it, but the point is, it's definitely a donation, right? She's doing that so she can write it off on her taxes. Wonderful, Pookie Lynn Reid. Wonderful. Amber, a lot of people who watch you understand what you're doing. The reason that I bring it up is to say it's not that she's doing it, in my opinion, out of the goodness of her heart because she really wants to donate. I know exactly what you're doing. You're trying to write it off, just like your pink new iMac. We're going to get to that one. Okay, so Hans Christian Pookie Reid is back with absolutely nothing. She's literally back with less than before. People always ask, why do you call her Hans Christian Amberlynn? Because Hans Christian Andersen was a fairy tale writer, and Amber tells us fairy tales. Speaking of fairy tales, so she comes back and she says that her break was so great, you guys. It was so amazing and she's at peace. I'm just going to tell you this. This is really, really, really simple for me personally. This woman is a pathological deceiver. She has lied to people the entirety of the entire time that she has been on YouTube, to the point where she was even lying to you for almost a year, saying that she was not in a relationship with Tommy. I was telling you that I can feel that she's in a relationship with Tommy. She was saying she wasn't. Why do I bring that up? Just to say that this woman is a pathological liar and a deceiver. Okay, this is a vocabulary channel. We got all the synonyms, not cinnamon, but synonyms. All right, all the wording you could possibly use, because this is a vocabulary channel. This woman has extensively lied for such a long time, and you know, she always likes to say, oh my God, this was 17 years ago. This was 4 years ago. She has lied to you as recently as a few months ago. She is a pathological deceiver. And the reason that I bring up how she lied to you blatantly to your face, lied to you, not just about wifey, not just about Beck, not just about Destiny, but about Tommy and about everything in between that, right? And that the fact that she recently lied to you about Tommy. The reason that I bring this up is you cannot trust a word that comes out of her mouth. She is currently lying. Whenever she says, you mark my words, whenever she says, I'm in the most peaceful place in my life, I am in the most amazing place, you know that something is about to happen. She is not in a peaceful place. You know how I know? Adult, 34-year-old adult, to come on YouTube and pretend on YouTube that she has a job and lie to people that she has another job other than YouTube and perpetuate a narrative like that just as recently as a few days ago, and then come on here and say, well, you know, I am not lying. I'm having a fantastic time in life. I'm at so much at peace. Everything's amazing. I had a great break. You know that she's lying. She lies about absolutely everything. And, you know, actually, I was having a discussion with a friend of mine, and we were not talking about Amber, but she had actually brought up a friend of hers who, well, friend is a strong word, somebody that she knows who is a pathological liar. And she had actually asked me, you know, I cannot believe that this person is lying to me about such mundane small things. And I said to her, I promise you that pathological liars, for them, what's going on is, for us, it's a small thing. You know, that they're lying about it. We can't understand why they would lie about mundane things. For them, it's all they have. It's really big. So Amber, your lies are all you have in life. No, she's not doing well. That's obvious. No, she didn't have a great break. And it's common sense that this whole, oh, I loved, I lost, I had a wonderful time on my break is a bunch of BS. Certain things are about to happen. I promise you, you can always feel it. It's the perfect storm. She, by accident, by magic, of course, I love it when magic gets involved. Get your own channel, magic. Does not mention the lawsuit that she's involved in. Yes, I know that her aunt was going on a cruise and it was postponed, but this woman is currently being sued for defamation, for lying about her aunt and her aunt's husband. And she had the best break and she's at peace. Let me tell you one thing, and if you believe nothing else that I've ever said, believe this. If Amberlynn Reid is being sued, she cannot possibly be at peace. Just think about it. How can somebody be at peace when they're being sued? That's how you know she's lying. Never mind what I just said, that this woman has lied so extensively. Remember, she has even lied recently about having a job. She wrote what I, you know, consume at my job from 2 to 9. Girl, bye. Okay, girl, bye. You do not have another job. Anyways, so let's get into the specifics of her lies and everything she said in this live stream. It was a bunch of nothing. My patience at this hour is amazing. I just wanted to say, like, just from me to you, like, if you care, I'm assuming you want to know my opinion, I guess. It would be fantastic for me if she would take more time off and not like on a schedule. And it would be fantastic. I can take off as much time as she takes off. Like if she wants to take off a few more months, I would do it too. I've said this before. It is fantastic not to have to even think that she's doing live streams. And I'm just going to say something that's a little unpopular. I love her shorts. Amber, please, can you switch to shorts instead of these live streams? Because at least in the shorts, it's an entertaining 2 minutes, where here we have to hear you live for about an hour. It's a little too much. But yeah, I would love it for her to come back in December and just not live stream. It was amazing when she wasn't here. But okay. So she basically says that she's, in this peaceful place. Everything's amazing. She says that she's not going to be doing any vlogs until December. A true stunning turn of events, because she doesn't want to expose her life and doesn't want to open up her life to anyone. That's what she's actually saying. You should be so lucky that anyone is even interested in you. This woman doesn't want to open up her life of sitting at her house 24/7 and trying to make up stories that DoorDash drivers want to get married to her. That's your whole life. You're pretending that men are hitting on you, okay? And your mommy taking you to bingo. And this is what you don't want to open up. Oh, my favorite part of her live stream is when she says, I'm not with Tommy. I'm so single. Recently, I had a moment where I could mingle, but I said, no, I'm not going to mingle. I'm so single. I love being single, not having to answer to anyone and not have to worry about anyone. What do you mean? When you were in a relationship with literally, as you would say, Hans Christian Pookie Reid, with every one of your girlfriends, they all had to worry about you and take care of you. You never had to worry about anyone. You never had to take care of anyone. You literally forced Beck to help you in the lavatory because you claimed that you forgot how to, interact there. So that's an exciting time to be alive. Feel like a girl of 2021 again. But the point is, for her to say that she enjoys being single because she no longer has to worry about anyone, good news, you never did worry about anyone other than yourself. Also, if anyone out there actually believes that this woman is not currently having conversations with Tommy, I have a very, very, very large bridge of Kermits to sell you. Common sense, her shorts, her behavior in the shorts, what she's showing you there is common sense that she is still communicating with Tommy. Those shorts are for Tommy to make Tommy even more jealous and for women similar to Tommy, okay? So she is 100% still in communication with Tommy. That is easy to see. Do you know how I know that? If she was not talking to Tommy, and if she was truly single, she wouldn't even be able to pretend that she's at peace. Here's the one thing I know about Amber from talking about her for years. When she's single, the desperation is beyond real. Here, she's not desperate. She's just showing you what people are into that know her, okay, in the shorts. So basically, 100% in my opinion, not a fact, but I'm 100 on it, okay? Will not entertain, okay? This woman is clearly in talks with Tommy. She's talking to Tommy. You are not single and you did not have an amazing break. What you're doing is you're using your mother to take you to bingo and to take you to all your appointments, and then you're trolling the internet and paying Chantal's bills. Oh, that's right. You can only give $20 at a time. I forgot you guys are friends. More on that later. So Amber complains throughout the stream that she's live streaming very late and it's almost past her bedtime. You are the one that picked this time. You did literally nothing all day. The reason that she picks to live stream really late, it's not like she's live streaming in the middle of the night, but a lot of people are sleeping because they're in a different, time schedule and they're in a different country. But here's the reason why she live streams at 8, 9 p.m. At night, our time or whatever, in the United States, at least for most of the United States. The reason that she's doing this is very simple, and it shows you who she is as a person. She doesn't want for reaction channels to immediately re-upload her content. Honestly, the fact that you would be so desperate to get the views and so desperate for reaction channels not to re-upload your stuff in a few hours shows that you always, always, always bring yourself down. She does say something about like how I'm gonna live stream earlier in the day. Yeah, once she sees her views, she won't. She is obsessed with reaction channels, okay? She is, because she's even picking the time that she live streams due to how reaction channels can't re-upload right away. By the way, this is funny because reaction channels will re-upload your content a few hours later, no matter what you do, Amberlynn Reid. Amazing things that Amber says in this stream. If you would like to speak, become a member. How rude is that? So no one can speak to you unless they become a member. Even Foodie Booty, she actually allows people to speak in her like stream that are not members. Like, what, Amber, I have a serious question to you. Maybe you'll think about it and it'll haunt you every single night. Why do you think you're so amazing? Why don't you go and make a short about it? Why do you believe that you are so fantastic and amazing that people have to pay to speak to you? Okay, so she basically says that she's enjoying doing all of these shorts, and I encourage her to do it. Yeah, no effort, nothing. You're not getting anything back in return, so I want you to continue to do it for sure. So somebody asked her, why are you unable to film vlogs? Are you just lazy and you quit? And she says, oh, vlogs are the easiest to film. Amber, let's just look at this logically. Do you really still believe that you are smarter than your audience? If your vlogs were easier to film than live streams or shorts, you would do them more. For her to say that she doesn't want people to be let into her life. Amber, how come you're doing Vlogmas? Amber says she's going to make videos every single day for Vlogmas because she's always done Vlogmas. Here's the real answer. For those of you that don't know, every single December, YouTubers make double their paycheck. That's how it is, okay? That's why she's going to buy magic. I love it when magic gets involved. That's why you're letting people into your life only in December, because you're going to get paid double. Why not just say that and admit that? Just think about what she's saying. She refuses to let you into her life and she doesn't want to open up her life. But when it's December, she will. Yeah, because she's going to double her paycheck. Do you see why this type of behavior is disingenuous? Just say that you want to make money. As far as her drama where she was lying in her shorts that she has a job, remember she would do these shorts like what I consumed while I was working. She says she's not pretending to work, but she actually is working on something and she's very excited. And by the way, she also told us that she's had a at-home job for over 10 years. Notice the semantics, the manipulation of language. She obviously doesn't have a second job, but let's just say she's working on merch, for example. So you see how she's using the words, I'm working on something. When she says that she's working on something rather than she actually has a job from 2 to 9, the way that she, lied to her audience, see, she's using those words, I'm working on something, as manipulation of language to then, when she's called out for this, to say, but I never said I had a job. I said I was working on something, like merch, for example. You understand what I'm saying? This is the manipulation of language and gaslighting that she does to her audience. Amber, you are a deceiver, and no one in there... All right. Nobody would give you a job. That's all I got to say, except for YouTube. Exciting quotes from Amber's live stream, and I kid you not, she literally said, using the space bar and my index finger came naturally to me while typing.
Thanks for nothing.
Hans Christian Amberlynn Reid, October 2025. What does that even mean? She said that she was never taught how to type. None of us were. Okay, you know what? I'm not even bothering with that. Amber, typing on the computer and drinking water is not a goal of life, okay? If you were never taught to drink water and type on the computer, you're just like everybody else. You still have to do those things, Pookie. Yes, you do, even on a break. And she actually does a typing test. That's when it goes all mute and, she's mute on the live stream because she doesn't know how to do her job. After 10 years, after more than 10 years, Pookie, you still don't know how to do your job, right? So she does this typing test and, her live stream loses volume, but she she basically keeps talking about how people said that it's not really her typing. No one said this. No one cares about your keyboard. No one cares if it's turned on. Do you know why she keeps saying that? Because she wants to avoid the real criticism of her lying to hundreds of thousands of people and saying that she has a job from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. when she does not. That's what people were talking about, not how fast you type, Amberlynn Reid. So typing test, this is all smoke and mirrors. You know, when you don't want somebody to pay attention to the real criticism that you're getting, Amber does this all the time. She then invents criticism that she's not getting or reads 2 comments out of 100 and pretends that that's the tea. The tea is you lied about having a job from 2 to 9. Go and address that for real, not with your manipulative lies, okay? So basically, the reason that she keeps, if you don't know, the reason that she keeps talking about buying a pink iMac and my new iMac, it's because she's writing it off on her taxes and pretending it's for her job. Here's a wild idea. You can't write it off on your taxes, Amber. You have extensively told us, Pookie, that you use only your phone to edit your videos. If you're not using your new iMac to edit your videos and for your job on YouTube, you can't write it off. I promise you. You just got to take my word for it. She bought this pink iMac and she hasn't shown it to you fully yet, but she keeps talking about it because she's clearly bought it as a write-off. She wanted it, but she's going to write it off on her taxes. Audit table for you. I honestly cannot understand how she thinks that other people will not see this through. Like, I see right through her. Amber, you've already told us that you edit your videos on the phone. What? You can't write it off on your taxes, okay? She also then lies and says the typical BS. She loves YouTube so much, but she's just putting up boundaries. She's missed YouTube. She wanted to know how people were doing. She said, I really care about how you guys are doing. You're lying. Okay, so let me put it to you this way. If this woman cared how her audience was doing in the month that she was gone, she would have put up at least one public community page post asking her audience how they were doing. See, that's how I know you don't care. You didn't even reach out to your audience publicly, not, members only. That's how I know, okay? She's lying. She also said that Romeo got fixed and acted like he didn't care, her new kitten, and it was totally different than Rarity. You lost Rarity. You know when you lost the opportunity to make statements about Rarity, when you lost your cat Rarity, your elderly cat, at Tommy's house in Wisconsin, you dragged your elderly pets there, you lost Rarity, and you didn't even know she was gone for 24 hours. I don't want to hear anything from you about Rarity, okay? You lost your opportunity, your chance to talk about Rarity when you did all that to her. And then you left Wisconsin and Tommy was the one that looked for her and you were just sitting on your phone. That's what Tommy told us pretty much, okay? I believe Tommy over you. Here's the thing. She has given so much attention to this new kitten that she has, Romeo. I don't know if y'all remember what I used to say to you like about a month ago or something like that. She only cares about cats when they are kittens. She only likes them when they are kittens. Notice how she hasn't given Wasabi, her elderly cat, and Twinkie, her elderly dog, any airtime in any of her shorts. But in almost all of her shorts, and even in this live stream, she showed her new kitten, Romeo, because she only cares about cats when they're kittens. When they're not, in my opinion, she loses them. She lost Rarity multiple times before the final time, and it's not even the first cat that she's lost. Amber says in this in this live stream, that she supports Foodie Beauty fully, has been donating for her to go back to Canada. She wants Foodie Beauty to go back to Canada, and she supports her fully.
It's like me and Amberlynn, even though I don't like Amberlynn. No, actually, I can't stand Amberlynn.
You know, Amber, I love this for you. I actually hope it all works out for you. So feelings like Chantal's that I just showed you do not just go away. Let me put it in a simpler way. If right now I was donating to Chantal doesn't like me either. If I was donating money to Chantal and telling her positive things, she would pretend to like me too. Amber, I'm going to tell you this. I know that you don't believe anyone, right? But I'm going to tell you this. If you never believed a word that I said, Amberlynn Reid, believe this one. Chantal Marie, Everyday Miriam, Foodie Beauty, does not like you. She has extensively said how much of a deceiver you are. She has extensively said how much she doesn't like you. I'm going to link a bunch of different videos in my description box. These two had a very serious bad falling out. Amber betrayed Chantal in the worst way possible. And Chantal told us, listen, when you have a fight with your friend, and we talked about this before, sometimes you say stuff and whatever. But what Chantal told us is that she never really cared for Amber. And by the way, fun fact, she made terrible videos about Amber before they became frenemies, fake friends. Then they're became fake friends, and then they had a falling out. And remember, the clip that I showed you for the billionth time is not from 15 years ago, like Hans Christian Pookie Reid would say. This clip is when Chantal was in Kuwait. Amber, all the money that you're giving her is first of all in vain, because if y'all don't know, maybe I should do a separate video. Chantal's not going to stay in Canada for the rest of her life. She's scamming you, but deeper than that. Look, Chantal just doesn't like you, Amber. The money that you're giving her, you're giving to a person that has spoken out against you. And it's not just that she said she didn't like what you did. She just doesn't like you and never did. She used to make videos talking about you and scooters, but that's okay. Amber, you know what? Continue to donate to Chantal, because you, my dear, you never learn until it's too late, okay? So she says she wonders if Chantal will continue to, pretty much pretend smoke and mirrors to be a religious, pious woman. How is she going to live in Canada? She wants her to go back to Canada, blah, blah, blah. And then she starts talking about like her mom. And she actually says that this is what she tells us. And then she dares to say that her audience is trashing her mother. Okay. So in a lot of videos, I have highlighted how Amber has disrespected her mom nowadays, even though her mother is her whole source for everything. Without her mom, she can't even go anywhere. So out of nowhere, she starts talking about how her mom was like showing her toenails or whatever. I don't know what that's about. And that her mom said, I can't cut my own toenails because, I can't get in there. And Amber starts boasting, well, I can do it. Do you all want me to show you how I do it? And then she's like, wait, should this be happening for my vlogs? Okay, Amber, honestly, if this is what you're doing, she's clearly, I told you this before, she's clearly pre-recording vlogs for December. If you don't think that she has taken this time off to pre-film vlogs, let me tell you something. If you've ever watched her Vlogmases, she always complains how hard it is to film every day and edit and post. The rest of us do it all the time anyways. But I don't know. For Queen Pookie, it's only in December. My point is, the only way, think about it, the only way she knows 100% that she's going to be doing Vlogmas is because she's already done it. She is pre-filming for Vlogmas. And that's what you have to look forward to. Amber cutting her toenails. Thanks for nothing. Honestly, for me, this live stream shows why you were not missed. You came on for barely 40 minutes, 10 of which you were muted. And this is what you call content. And people were paying for this, okay? So the people that are paying for this, please continue to pay for it, because at this point, it has to be said. People that pay her for nothing deserve nothing. If you don't pay her, for example, and go donate that money or go use it on yourself, I think it's better well spent. That's just my personal opinion. So more deflections and lies, continues to manipulate her audience throughout this live stream instead of addressing what people want to know, why you lied extensively about having a second job. All right, well, that's about it for today's video. I genuinely hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. Are you happy that our favorite YouTuber, Amber, is back? I wish Amber all the best. All right, if you enjoyed this video, check out this video that's popping up here. You may enjoy it. It's on a similar topic. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hi. Are you FBI Frank's assistant, Robert F. Squirrely? Do you know Amberlynn Reid? Do you know Foodie Beauty? Hey,